aid, but aid to Gaza. And on board, Greta Thunberg, the high-profile activist. Israel's foreign ministry is now out with some of this video. We'll show you here in just the last couple of minutes, showing Thunberg there. Let's take it overseas now. Lots of other news to get to today, including new developments in just the last hour or so, where Israeli troops have started intercepting this flotilla. I want to show you a live look. These are the boats that left, that are basically tried to head toward Gaza to try to bring aid, a symbolic amount of aid, but aid to Gaza. And on board, Greta Thunberg, the high-profile activist. Israel's foreign ministry is now out with some of this video. We'll show you here in just the last couple of minutes, showing Thunberg, there she is, as she's being transferred to an Israeli port. Israel says she and, in their words, her friends are safe and healthy. Other activists sending out this message as all of this was going down not too long ago.
If you are watching this video, it's because we have been attacked or abducted by the Israeli forces, and we ask for you to ask for your government to release us or to make something to keep this tripulation safe.
We know Israel had asked that group of boats to change course because it said they were getting close to what they call an active combat zone. They had already warned that no boats could get into Gaza because of a blockade to prevent Hamas from bringing in weapons by sea. We've got our Richard Engel, who's following all of this for us. You've been watching everything going down with this flotilla. It's not the first time that we've seen, right, something like this be intercepted, right?
No, it is not. In fact, Greta Thunberg tried to do this earlier this summer, was detained, the ship stopped, she was taken to an Israeli port and then later deported. This time, she and other activists tried it again with a much larger flotilla, about 40 boats, 41 boats, roughly 500 activists on board. And as they were getting closer and closer to the Gaza coast, they had hoped to arrive in Gaza tomorrow. They were encountering problems. First, they were hit by a drone. They blamed Israel for that. And then last night, the ships were circled, they said, by also the Israeli Navy. And they said that the Israeli Navy, as while circling the ships, launched a cyber attack, damaging their communications, limiting their ability to communicate. Apparently, however, that was restored because today, when they were ultimately intercepted, and that has been confirmed by the Israeli Foreign Ministry, they were broadcasting out, or some of the ships were broadcasting out live streaming messages. And one of the activists put out on X what he was seeing and what he was experiencing.
They are currently hailing our vessels, telling us to turn off our engines and await further instructions, or our boats will be seized and face the consequences.
So as you mentioned, this was just a symbolic amount of aid that they were carrying, but the point was to engage in civil disobedience, to break the blockade, which they consider illegal. Yeah. They knew, or there was a high expectation, that they would be stopped. At one stage, they had an escort from the Italian Navy, but the Italian Navy didn't escort them as they got very close to the Gaza shoreline, and the Italian Navy made it clear that it had never had any intention of engaging militarily against Israeli forces.
So what is the current status of getting additional aid to the people who need it in Gaza?
Well, this flotilla is not going to be one of those methods. Right now, everything is suspended at the moment. People are waiting to see Hamas's response to President Trump's peace initiative. President Trump yesterday gave Hamas 3 or 4 days to accept or deny his latest initiative, a 20-point plan that would force Hamas to lay down its weapons, release the hostages immediately in exchange for Israel stopping the war, and eventually, at a time of Israel's choosing, pulling back its troops from the Gaza Strip. But there is a persistent shortage of aid that has been denounced by dozens and condemned by dozens of aid agencies.
Richard, before we let you go, any indication on timeline here from when Hamas may show their cards as to the response here to this proposal from the president and from Israel?
No indication. There have been several Hamas officials who've been speaking on background to different news agencies, expressing their displeasure with this agreement, saying that it's too vague, saying that it doesn't uphold Palestinian rights and Palestinian principles. But they are under a tremendous amount of pressure because many Arab and Muslim states have accepted this deal. Even the Pope today appeared to endorse it. So if they do reject the deal, they would be somewhat of an outlier and could, in fact, be blamed for the intensified war that Israel and President Trump are promising will come if they reject the deal.
Richard Engel, live for us in Jerusalem, with plenty to watch in the hours ahead. Richard, thank you.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
This is what Gaza looks like after more than a year of Israeli bombardment. In 15 months, this densely populated strip of land has been totally devastated. The UN says more than 2/3 of all the buildings in Gaza have been damaged or destroyed.
The scale of destruction is almost incomprehensible.
Nothing really prepares you for what you see. A landscape that really was evocative of images of Hiroshima and Nagasaki after the atomic bombs had dropped.
The sheer devastation is such that most people simply cannot conceive that this has been allowed to happen.
There was just rubble in every direction as far as you could see, complete devastation.
It is the most barbaric, dystopian situation that I have ever seen in my life.
All days, all nights, you live in fear. You move in fear, you sleep in fear, you wake up in fear. You are not sure that you will be safe in the coming few minutes. Every morning when we meet everybody, we say, thanks God you are still alive.
In summer 2023, I came here to make a film asking if Israel was using water as a weapon in Palestine. I had no idea these images would become one of the last records of a place that's been decimated beyond recognition.
We're sitting on a Titanic ship. Everyone is going to hit the iceberg.
This war didn't spare anything in the city. It didn't spare a building, it didn't spare a tree, it didn't spare a person. The destruction was for all sources, all aspects of life.
After 15 months of bombs, drone attacks and a ground invasion, killing more than 60,000 people, a fragile ceasefire has come into force. And the tens of thousands of Gazans who had been trapped for months in the south of the Strip can finally return to their homes. as they emerge from their shelters and head north to see what remains of their old lives. Our team in Gaza went to search for the people who shared their daily struggle with us just a few weeks before the war started.
Work today is broken. We're all working in too many disconnected apps, and it's killing team productivity. But for the first time, there's a platform that fixes it by combining everything you need: projects, chat, and knowledge in one place. It's all powered by the world's most complete work AI, so you can find answers from anywhere and get work done faster. Introducing ClickUp, the everything app for work.
Saya pikir membuat website itu mahal, harus belajar sendiri dari nol. Tapi Hostinger bikin semuanya jadi jauh.
Among the thousands of people walking north is farmer Mohammed Khalil. He abandoned his family farm in Beit Lahia more than a year ago when staying became too dangerous. Today, he returns to see what remains of the home he once knew. The reality hits him. There's almost nothing left. When we met him in 2023, times were hard and water was scarce, but his farm was getting by, growing fruits and vegetables to sell at the local market. That's all gone now.
الدار راحت، المزارع اللي بنشتغل فيها وهي بتجيب لنا مستلزمات الحياة راحت، المساحات، ما ضللناش حياة. شغال لي تقريبا وانا عمري 16 سنة بشتغل في هيك شغلة مزارع، وعندي انا كنت قبل الحرب ما يقارب مش اقل من 20-25 عامل يوميا كان معايا. اليوم انا مش قادر اشغل حالي، مش اشغل عمال، لانه فيش شيء ولا شيء يصلح للحياة، ولا مية ولا كهرب ولا طاقة ولا اي حاجة.
شكرا لكم على الخبز اللي يطعمكم زي ما طعمتونا.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله نبدأ وعلى بركة الله نسير. في هذا اليوم المبارك الأربعاء 17 من سبتمبر 2025 نقوم إن شاء الله اليوم مع إخواننا وأحبائنا السادة العاملين في مؤسسة INH. نبدأ بتنفيذ مشروع توزيع الرغيف الخيري. هذا الرغيف الذي سيكون في بطون إخوانكم وأخواتكم في مخيمات نزوح شمال قطاع غزة. جزاكم الله كل خير، دمتم ودام عطاؤكم، ونسأل الله تعالى كما أطعمتم إخوانكم أن يطعمكم الله مثل ما رأيت الجنة. هذا الرغيف الذي حرم منه إخوانكم في شمال قطاع غزة لمدة طويلة، هذا الرغيف الذي سقط لأجله الشهداء. بارك الله فيكم، جزاكم الله كل خير، دمتم ودام عطاؤكم، حفظكم الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
New Honda ADV 160 hadir dengan kebanggaan SUV, tangguh di beragam medan. The SUV Pride, new Honda ADV 160.
Paradise Village has been disrupted. Those known as ISNA possess mysterious powers and individuality that threatens the system. Authorities have officially classified them as dangerous. If you encounter them, report immediately.
Hai, selamat datang di Sedang Viral bersama saya Gracia Ben. Teman-teman, gencatan senjata antara Hamas dan Israel dimanfaatkan